Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. I'm glad to be back with you guys on what I consider a early fall Tuesday. This was definitely an early fall Tuesday. The temperature was not too hot, not too cold, but you can definitely tell fall is setting in. Well, I have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. Tonight, we're taking a trip down to Chucalissa, Mississippi. We're going to go and hang out at the Pink nightclub. Tonight, I've assembled a really great group of people to talk about the Stars Network runaway hit, P-Valley. And I'll explain to you guys a little bit more in the show what P-Valley is all about. So if you've not seen P-Valley, you still will be able to follow along with the conversation tonight. It really is a very interesting show that just wrapped up on Stars, and we're all waiting on season 2 of it. And then later on in the show, we're going to talk about a Democratic runaway star, Andrew Gillum. Yesterday on the Tamron Hall daytime talk show, he admitted that he was bisexual. His wife said that she knew he was bisexual when they got married. And so quite a few people are starting to really question and wonder about that. And would he have used bisexual as a way of popping out and not really owning up to his sexual preferences or his sexual proclivities, whatever the case may be? And so we'll debate that issue as well tonight too. All right. What else? Oh, we got a lot to cover. The COVID-19 update numbers for the day, but I have a guest co-host who she's been here with us before we actually celebrated her birthday on air. I just love this woman. Just following her on social media is just a comedy show all in itself. Well, actually, not necessarily a reality show. I won't say a comedy show, a reality show, because there are some things she'll have you crying, other things she'll have you laughing. Well, whenever she comes to the show, she does it for us anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Chicago's socializer. Like, I don't even know how she's getting through this. We're at every black tie together. Matter of fact, a lot of my guests tonight are in that same category. All right, let me bring her in. Our guest co-host tonight is the one and only, the amazing Miss Iteria Towns. Yay! Look at her. Look at her. Look. Trying.
Up in the mirror. Hi.
Hi, Boo Bear. How are you, darling?
Hello.
I'm doing well, sweetheart. I'm doing well, but I'm okay. Is my connection?
We had a hell of a week, and it's only Tuesday.
I know. Is my connection a little bit better, everybody? I appreciate you guys telling me that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't know what that is. I guess the beginning of my show is like a plane taking off. And I guess once you clear the clouds, the ride gets smooth. Right. Turbulence, coming out. We'll have to work on that. Well, I'm glad to see you. You look beautiful tonight. How you been?
I'm great. I think this has been a hell of a week, and it's only Tuesday.
I know. It's been so much going on. The last time you hung out with us, we had a birthday party for you on air. Then you came back and hung out with us another time. How have you been getting through all of this? You okay? You still shuttering in place, or are you exploring the city more?
So COVID really is not that bad. I'm talking about, sheltering in place and staying home. After my birthday, normally I have to get out. So I did go to Las Vegas with me and my girls, my Frosty Posse. Hey, girls.
Really?
We had a ball. We rented a house, Airbnb in Vegas, and we chilled and danced, made drinks. And it was just a good 5-girl. Everyone had their own room, which is always important.
Okay.
Just a great time with females, no negativity, no cat fight. We went to Sedona. Have you been to Sedona?
Yes, Sedona is beautiful. Very beautiful. But now, wait a minute. When did you guys go? Because it had to have been hot as hell when you went there. Or was it before it had got? Okay, yeah.
I love it. That 115 degrees and you just laying out and your skin getting all crispy and stuff. Loved it.
Wonderful. Now, did you ladies have any travel fears? I know you ladies probably did it up, of course, but I'm just wondering, traveling during a pandemic, I've not traveled yet. And so what should I expect? I've not.
So, you just need to be, always protected. So now, I have my N95. You got to always make sure you have a good mask. But this is my mask I wear with the filter in it when I'm in the stores and stuff. But I had an N95 mask. I had the face shield. I had my Lysol, wiped my seat down with some Clorox wipes, got on that plane, and just sat there and was tired. 3 hours.
Right.
Don't talk to nobody. Get your butt out. Go to the bathroom. Wash your hands. Hit the streets. So that was my biggest thing. And then now I'm going to Punta next month because I really need some real sun, and I have to get the hell out of here. So me and my girls are about to go up there and turn out Punta.
So this will be your first international trip.
Right, because I traveled every month last year.
I know. Right.
Went overseas, went over the pond. That's what normal life is. So this is 9 months later. It'll be 10 months and not out the country. Do something.
Right. I know. All right. Well, you be safe. We're glad to hear that. I'm glad you were able to give us that perspective on, what it would be like to travel post-COVID or, post-COVID, because that's, I've not done it yet. Okay.
And you heard Dr. Fauci say we're going to be here to about 2021, 22.
I know. And that's what we were talking about yesterday.
I heard.
But then, Ty, let me tell you what worries me more than anything. All of these rallies our current president is having, and people are sitting elbow to elbow. People have on no masks. I'm starting to feel as if this whole thing is some kind of hocus pocus or something. You know what I'm saying? Because
we knew too many people that died. So it's too many people that are not here. And they didn't go in the hospital saying that, came in there with pneumonia or whatever. They literally were in the hospital. They were diagnosed with COVID and they never walked out. And it's really difficult for people and their families to go through this. Thank God no one in my family passed. But I had good friends and just individuals that we knew. And another thing, we don't know their underlying health issues that they may have. So I always tell people, take your vitamin C, take your vitamin C, take your echinacea, drink your tea in the morning. I gotta take a sip now.
Amen.
We don't have time for this, and we got to keep ourselves healthy. Going to parties, I really don't recommend that. Even though I did go to the Godfrey for a friend's birthday party. It was 8 people. I sat. I didn't even eat food. It was like literally they're the only ones that have frosés. So if you guys want to go get your frosés, go to the rooftop to the Godfrey.
I love frosés. I do love frosés. You know what? That's one of those wish. I will put that on my wish list to get a frosé machine from my career. Right. I watch me figure it out. Watch me figure it out on the low end.
It's like
it's a slush machine. Yeah.
But it's an adult slushy.
It is. All right. Well, very good. Well, Tyria, let's give everybody the latest COVID-19 update numbers. Illinois health officials on Tuesday announced 1,466 new known cases of COVID-19. Unfortunately, we had 20 additional fatalities. Yesterday, we had only had 3. Today, we've had 20. Bringing the total number of known infections in the state of Illinois now to 264,210 people, with a statewide death total of 8,322 since the start of the pandemic. And officials are reporting a 39.31 new tests in the last 24 hours. The statewide positivity rate is 3.6. So things are, I don't know. And I think Wisconsin may be added to the list again of places we can't travel to, because people been going back and forth doing too much, I guess. They're
doing too much. You're socializing, you're partying, you're not wearing masks, you're in big, large gatherings. Even like Takana.
We love Takana.
We love her shrimp and grits.
We love Takana, period. She's another great co-host on this show.
She's
too.
Amazing. But you have to stay protected. Like, this is real. COVID is real. Yeah. And if you want to live and not infect other people, to see so many kids end up having it, or they take it to their families. I watch my friends have COVID, and it's not good.
No, no, it's not pretty at all. It's not pretty at all. It really is not. So, all right. So we want to remind everybody, we're all about safety on this show. Please wear your mask. Here's my mask tonight. Mine's is as a result of P Valley.
Ah.
Hey, wear your mask. Wear your mask. Don't forget to sanitize. Please sanitize.
Yes.
Clean your hands. This is hand sanitizer. Just a little, just do that and do this. Rub real good. Get under them fingertips. Some of y'all know. Get under them tips now. All of that. Yeah, and wash them. Good soap and water would really help. Don't forget social.
Save your life. Save your life.
Don't forget the social distance. And you know what we say on this show: if your ass is not feeling well, stay in the house. Just stay in the house. If your ass ain't feeling well, stay in the house. We get it. We understand. We love sick days more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah. No. If your ass ain't feeling well, stay in the house. Glad to have you guys here. All right. So what are we laughing about now? We gave safety advice. Oh, so what is this, my dear, about Cardi B and Offset? Cardi B is filing for divorce.
She's filing for divorce. So first off, we had a little discussion about turning the hoe into housewife. But in her song, she said she don't cook, she don't clean, but she still got that ring. But clearly her WAP ain't keeping that man at home.
You understand me? Okay. And you and I were talking backstage before the show about this subject. And I said the other night on this show, listen, I know a lot of hoes that became housewives.
That is true.
And a lot of them have made me very proud. They have done all the right things. They keep good houses. They become great mothers, all of that. So, a hoe really can become a housewife if you are focused and dedicated and committed and really want to stay there for the long haul now.
Yeah, but or if the man, if he just doesn't want to do his ways anymore and want to sit down and be a committed father, husband, then they're gonna make sure they're gonna keep that family cycle going on. I have friends that was hoes and now they housewives. I mean, go give it up to the hoes out here in this world. Like, yeah.
Right. Well, I agree with you. I agree. I think that more of these men need to step up to plate. I really do. I think that so many of our brothers have been discounted and just not in relationships, but just by society. And so I think that we need to build relationships. Look, there's nothing cuter to me than two hoes getting together and making it work. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, when two hoes can get together and make it work, it had me all verklempt. It had me all tight and shit. Right. Just make me clutch my pearls.
Got the cross on today for him. Got the cross on.
So that's what we have to look at, and really that's what love is based on. You know what I'm saying? When you really think about that, it can't be a one-way street now. No. But if two hoes can get together and love each other, woo, that's some good loving. So
that's some good loving. And clearly you know how to make the good loving.
Well, I'm just telling you, boo bear. I'm just telling you how it all works and what it all needs to be.
So we gotta send our prayers to Cardi because it's still a baby involved, and and they bought that big house. Like, okay, how you gonna split this house? They have a dog on range in the house. Oh, that's not right. When you shoot like that, bam. They got a range in the doggone in the basement. So I don't know what they're gonna do. She gonna be out.
Just hope.
What has the people? What group he sings with? The little people, the Migos.
Offset. Yeah.
What they doing?
Oh, I don't know. I just know I like some of their songs. There's some of their songs I love, but I don't follow them like that. You mean like how come they've not produced other things and all that kind of stuff? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I don't.
I gotta give a shout out to doggone 2 Chainz that was at my alma mater, ASU, Alabama State. His new doggone video came out today. I was like, see, that's 2 Chainz. Y'all don't even understand that.
He was on the campus of the other.
2 Chainz graduated from Alabama State University.
Oh, get out of here! Oh, wow. All right. Would you date somebody like 2 Chainz?
No.
Okay, I'm curious. I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, no. But you know what? Who knows? God might send me my own version of 2 Chainz out here, and I'm just gonna have to just love all of that with the grill and the teeth.
No, you couldn't do that. Okay. All
You never
right.
know what God might have in store for me. Lord have
All
mercy.
right. Well, I'm asking God to send me somebody with 2 Social Security checks. How about that? How about that? Send me somebody with 2 Social Security checks. How about that? Yeah. All right. All right. Well, let's slide on down to Louisville. Today, Louisville settled the Breonna Taylor wrongful death lawsuit for $12 million, as
12
well
million.
as now, to my understanding, I think that's the highest amount any female victim has ever gotten. It's
It
$12
doesn't
million.
matter. It doesn't bring her life back in a damn
Oh, I
cop.
know.
He's still
Right.
standing out there. Did he get fired or he resigned or something like that?
No, but they're
No, he's
implementing new
still out there.
policies.
They're not prosecuted. And at the end of the day, $12 million is not gonna bring my child back.
Hmm.
Sorry.
Hmm. Right.
Sorry.
Right. No.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a sad, unfortunate situation. Um, I mean, it's money for the family, but at the end of the day, that baby girl, she's so young, so beautiful, and she's no longer here.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Um,
A tragedy, and here's the deal. You want to see the justice of the cop being arrested or the, cop, right. Just,
He's still
yeah.
out there.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know. So, all right.
That's
Well, our thoughts and prayers to everybody in that. We want to remind everyone to please keep the people of California, Oregon, and Washington State in your prayers. They are going through wildfires. The reason why it has been overcast in most of the cities, and I'm talking about even on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yes. The reason why it was so overcast today is that is the residual of all of the smoke and the soot from the fires that are going on out there.
And it's a jet stream going. So, you
Right,
got a jet stream and it's right over us. So it's like
Yes,
zoom.
yes,
I woke up
yes,
yesterday morning like,
yes.
why is this going on out here? Like, give me some sun. We need our vitamin D.
Right.
So
Well, it's supposed to be sunnier here in Chicago next week. Now, did you know when you're flying towards the west, you're in headwinds?
so it makes us go faster, right?
No, 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 no. When you're flying to the west, let's say you leave Chicago and you're headed to Las Vegas, that's going west.
Okay.
You're going into headwinds. That's why your flight time is always a little bit longer. When you're coming back from Las Vegas, that's why your flight time is earlier, quicker, all of that, because the headwinds become tailwinds for you. So that's why the smoke is coming this way. See, I'm not an idiot now. I told y'all. Right. Chad Daddy knows the thing. Right.
We got meteorology.
Right. I might have to write a ghetto encyclopedia one day. You know what I'm saying? Right. The ghetto encyclopedia.
Right. So we got that going on in the West, but then look what we got going on in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yes. So we are talking about Hurricane Sally. And anytime somebody named Sally, baby, what you expect? Right. You already right. Anybody you ever met and their name was Sally, I guarantee you they name matched them Sally. Because Sally is a trip. So people in the Gulf are now worried.
She just spinning. So I have family. Shout out to my family that's in Mobile, Alabama, and Gulfport, Mississippi, all the way down to Abbeville, Alabama. We just had a virtual family reunion this weekend. So all our family that's down there, want to make sure that they're safe. Because Sally, I lived through. Have you ever lived through a hurricane?
I have not. No, I've done many things, but I've drank many hurricanes, but I've never lived. Well, I mean, I survived drinking all them damn hurricanes. I should say.
I know they're so good, especially once you get to New Orleans. But actually, at Alabama State, I think it was in '90. I went to school in '94, so either '94 or '95. Opal came through, and she came straight up I-65. And living through a hurricane, you hear I was outside listening to Prince songs. The sky is all purple. Man, the sky literally turns purple. It gets eerily quiet and peaceful. It's probably the most beautiful thing we ever had. Wow. And then whip around. Oh my God, straight destruction. Trees uprooting out of the ground. It's like The Wiz.
Wow. The only thing, I know what it is. I've been delayed because of storms, but not, ever in the eye of a storm. And I would only imagine that is something that you would never forget. Do you know how long? Do you know how long it lasted? Like, and what did it sound like while it was?
So we were in the dorms, and they were just trying to make sure, because I lived in a dorm that was a tower. It was like the tallest, literally the tallest building in Montgomery, Alabama was my dorm.
Wow.
That's how backwards we are. So they were making us go down to the basement, and we were everything, in your lobby area was all surrounded by glass. So we had to always go down. Hello, darling. We had to go all the way down to the basement, but of course they couldn't keep all of us down there. So we had to sneak out and see what's going on. So of course, people from Chicago, we was like, hey, we up in this. Thank God we did not have Facebook, Instagram.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why, thank God, we have these memories we have now. Thank God. Because knowing us, it'd be a mess. It would be a mess.
It would have been a hot mess. I was out there like we in the middle of a hurricane. I mean, tornado, whatever. Hurricane. Right. Man, when that next wind came through, you wish you would have stayed your butt in there. It was the craziest film. What you see on the Weather Channel, that's what we do.
I believe it. And imagine
people, because they be out there.
They
Jim
do.
Cantori. Oh, I love me some Jim Cantori. Wind be going, he be hollering, just like, go, Jim. You go, Jim. Something gonna fall on his head one day, though.
why you say that? Don't say that. Don't say that. See,
come on now.
I think you should be a weather meteorologist. I do. I think you should give it from the brown girl perspective. I think you'd be great. I think you'd be great. Yep. I think that, and then you point and do all the things they do. And right. Yep. Mm-hmm. See, I love it. I do. I really do. All right. Well, what else we got in? What else we got in news and entertainment tonight? Is it something you want to cover? Time out. Okay.
Hello. It's the reason why I'm in the doggone suit today. Hello.
Why?
Did anybody talk about the Jesus in the suits that they aunties?
Okay.
Auntie Keller.
All right. So wait. So what's she talking about, you all? Because she get to talking and we don't know what she's talking about. She's talking about the verses that was between Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle on Sunday night. And remember last night on the show, I said that suit that Gladys Knight had on was just so fabulous that I knew. I know. Look,
it be here today.
I know. Now, where you order? Did you order for somewhere reputable? Now you ain't ordered from one of them places where when it gets to you,
Amazon, wherever Amazon, because if it doesn't fit or something is wrong with it, I send it back. Like, take it to the doggone UPS store or whatever. Take it right to the post office. I don't play.
Okay, because I just don't want it to be the size of a pasty when it get to you and you think you don't have to. Right. You just right. So I just wanted to make sure. Yeah.
But yes, I wanted to give it out to, that was the most classiest verses I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
I did order me, so I have the old school mirror, but I did order me a handheld mirror. I just couldn't be here for today. But Patty just gave me and they both Geminis. Shout out to all the Geminis. That ain't nothing but it was a Gemini feast, and you know it. Oh my God.
It was many personalities on that stage. It was many personalities, but I love those ladies. I really do. It was a great show on Sunday night. Let me ask you this. What other old school artists would you love to see battle each other?
Oh, if someone brings out Sade.
Ooh.
Yeah. Give me some Sade.
But who would she battle though?
Just bring out Sade. I'm to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Riri gone, so we can't have a Riri battle. Like Ashanti and stuff like that. I don't need that because they didn't have enough catalog. And then Mary J. Blige said, boo, I ain't even doing it. Like, speaking of Mary J. Blige, did you see her on Stars?
Yes. And she got a new wine out. She got her own wine out now.
Man, that's old school Mary back. Old school Mary back.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I like to go. Okay, now if you want to see it, I'm sort of good. I really wasn't expecting that one, but then when they brought in Auntie Dion, oh my God, she was high as a kite. Ooh, looking like Virginia Smith.
Shut up. I said she probably had a joint rolled in her purse, a hand rolled joint. She probably did.
She got the
right. Yeah.
Here you go, right here.
Right. Yeah, she sure did. Right.
Rolling like that.
And look, and then she did like that.
Oh,
and she said, why we both know what we doing? That's scary. This
Is that
so
what that
scary.
was?
This so scary. See, I've seen this on TV. I've seen it on TV. I've seen people do it. You know, I'm friends with everybody, but that's amazing how we both know how to do that. All right.
I tell the truth. I don't have to go to rehab. Like,
Right.
you know, I experienced it in college. You know, I'm not like Bill Clinton. I inhaled, but I didn't. Yeah, but I didn't go through it like I need a joint or I have to smoke weed or everything. Yeah, I didn't have to go through all of that. It happened. It happened. I can tell you, it happened with my best friend Erica Ransful on Hash Street. We got hat on Hash Street.
High on who street?
Alabama State sits on Hash Street.
Oh, and you got high on High Street.
We got high on Hash Street.
Oh, and is that something that you're supposed to do? Is that like symbolic of going to the school to get high on High Street?
I remember that almost 30 years later. I still remember it. So
you a mess. You a mess. You a mess. You are.
It's a word. Tell the truth, shame the devil, and we're really about to get into that because
we are.
Now later.
No. The Gillum we're gonna talk about later. We're gonna talk about. Let's talk about P Valley first. Gillum we're gonna talk about later. Yeah. Look, and we're gonna get it all in. All right. So for those of you all that are just tuning in, welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys tonight. As you see, it is a party on the air tonight. I'm here Monday through Thursday nights from 7 p.m. Central Time until whenever we get tired. You can find this show on YouTube, The Real Chat Daddy Show on YouTube. You can also go over to Facebook, The Real Chat Daddy Show on Facebook, and join the party every night. The conversation is hot. Exciting. You might learn some things. We give away a lot of free information on the show. Tonight, my co-host is the amazing Miss Thyteria Towns, diva extraordinaire. Look at her. She's beautiful, talented, all of that. I have a wonderful array of people lined up tonight that want to talk about P Valley, and then we'll talk about Andrew Gillum a little bit later, because that's a whole nother shebang.
That's a whole day.
Yeah, that's a whole nother shebanga boogle too, baby. That's interesting. Look, right. I may have to get up and go make me some more tea in a minute.
We got to make some more tea.
Yeah. So what else you got coming up? Anything besides your trip to Punta Cana? What do you want to say to these people? You know, a lot of people are going through it. It's National Mental Health Awareness Month, and a lot of people are, you know, depressed about what's going on right now. What advice would you want to give them about not being depressed?
Oh God, I just said I'm a Gemini, so Lord, I literally went to my doctor and thought I was like, I think I need medication for depression. She was like, no, because you'll go to bed and you'll wake up the next day and you're all fine. So I really do believe that people need to talk. It's okay to go get counseling, have friends, talk to family. Sometimes family is stabbing in the back, so I don't know about talking to family, but you know, talk to individuals, reach out. You know, most businesses, they have the opportunity to at least get three sessions for free. We have wonderful mental health counselors within the city of Chicago or wherever you're at. Just look it up. You know, whatever you do, please don't take your own life. It's not that bad. I had a couple of friends who they're no longer with us. And I guess it really hurts me because I was with this person the night before he killed himself.
Oh, no.
I can't shake when you always feel like, did I say something? Could I have said something? You know, was I too loud or was I too crazy or what did I do? So just talking to individuals. And at the end of the day, pray.
Right.
God, right. You can pray to my God, Jesus, that lives upstairs, you know, the Father, Son, Holy Spirit up there, whoever you have, even though the one upstairs, I know personally, whoever you have, pray. Pray to Buddha. You know, I remember when I was my mom used to say the Buddhist chant. And I'm like, I didn't even know what it was until I watched What's Love Got to Do with It. I'm like, I know this, you know. Right. But sometimes you have to find that inner peace. You have to go to sleep. And then don't forget, sometimes you might need a little CBD oil.
Oh. So, is that what I need to have somebody on the show again to kind of refresh our memories about CBD?
You just take
and
it.
How, right.
Dude, take it. You can put it in your tea if you want to. But I'm gonna say it takes the edge off from me. But I mean, just in my work environment, the days can be really, really long and tiring and dreadful.
Mhm.
But at night, I put like 2 little drops under my tongue, and I'm not taking it. I'm not taking, having the weight of the world on my shoulders anymore. So there's nothing wrong with CBD oil.
All right, boo. All right, the queen. All right. Well, look, they're gonna give you a spokesperson position behind that.
No, in Chicago, they're not allowing any more lotteries for it. So
I know, and they reported today how many millions marijuana has brought in, the largest, highest number since last month. Last month's number
every month is higher. Have you noticed?
It's higher. It is.
Every month it gets higher and higher because people are
Right.
at home. They're the city of Chicago. They got the good stuff here, but they won't let anybody of color, this wonderful, beautiful melanin color. Y'all see that? The nice brown skin. But I guarantee we're using it. So we need to get into the doggone market, find a way, find a niche, but they don't want to. So, Mr. Man, if you're looking at us, let us in.
All right. You heard it right there from my co-host. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Chat Daddy. It is Tuesday night. So glad that you guys are here with us. I have another entertaining show for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. And my co-host tonight is one of my little favorites. I love all of my co-hosts. They are. But this one, Criteria Towns, baby, she's a true Gemini. And we get to see all them personalities in one segment. Just one segment now, right? So imagine how many things we talk about on this show, however long we own this show, but that's okay. We just love her. She's beautiful. Well, everybody has been talking about the Stars Network runaway hit show, P-Valley. And I was a little late to the game. People had been saying to me, Chat, you ain't seen P-Valley? I said, no, I had not. I kind of was dragging my feet. Then I would repost where people was talking about it. Then I looked into the Uncle Clifford character, and I said, oh my, I said, well, this is something that I need to delve into. And I'm not gonna lie. I had my friend come over. Y'all know I got a smart TV, but then I'd be like, TV, found it. And I, as you guys saw on social media, I was steady saying all night long, I'm still up. I'm trying to stay awake. I loved every moment of it. But here's a moment of confession though. I laughed and I cried. I laughed, cried. And you guys would be very surprised to know which character I relate to more than anything. And we'll leave it. There's a character that most of you all automatically think I would relate to.
No, that's not you.
But who I relate to in my true heart of hearts, you'd be surprised. And before this segment is over, you guys can get it. You can get it out of me, but absolutely. But you'd be very surprised which character I most relate to. So that's the interesting thing. So tonight I've assembled a wonderful group of people from just all walks of life who have all seen P-Valley. Some people thought P-Valley was the best thing that they've ever seen. Great, entertaining. Where I have some people who have some reservations and questions about a few things.
But then I think about so many TV shows. P-Valley is not the first one. We could go back to. Forget Players Club, but we could go back to on what's the girl with Omar and them was in? The Wire. The
Wire. But now, if I'm not mistaken, P-Valley would be the first to have a transsexual as the main character, correct? Or a transgender, because he's not had the procedure. He's still very much a man as the main character of the show.
But then, like Lafayette in True Blood, and he was from Robbins, Illinois.
I know, but
kitchen and beat your ass at the same time.
I got you, but look at Uncle Clifford and what he presents. We'll talk about this with the entire family and see what everybody thinks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bring everybody in, let everybody introduce themselves real quick. But tonight, I guarantee you, I've assembled a great group of people to talk about P-Valley, down where the girls get naked. Cat about town, there she is. Hey, darling.
Hello.
How are you, love? Good to see you. Let's bring Sister Renita in. Aha, there she is. Hey, darling.
Hi.
Hey,
How
hey.
are you? How's everybody?
Great. How
We're
are
good.
you?
I'm sorry, Miss Towns. Now pronounce your name for me correctly, because I don't like getting people's names wrong, honey.
So the name is pronounced Thyatira.
Thyatira. Okay.
There we go.
Hey, it's nice to meet you.
Dietary.
It's glad to be here with you.
Yes. Yes. We are going to have such a time.
And then, ladies, to keep this from being a complete cat fight, because you know I'll join the damn fight with y'all. You know I'm just that bipolar like that. I thought I'd add a man to the picture, so we're gonna let this gentleman introduce himself and welcome him to the show. There we go, ladies. Here we go. Yay! Good evening, sir. How are you? Uh-oh, can we hear you?
Can't hear you,
We
Frederick.
can't. We can't hear you, Frederick. Let's try it now. Okay. Yay!
Okay, there we go.
What's happening?
What's going on, Art?
Good. Glad to have you here with us this evening, Frederick. How you doing? Tell the ladies a little bit about yourself. And I said I got to get me another man to talk about P Valley. So I was so glad when you agreed to do this. All right, so go ahead and tell everybody about yourself.
Well, Frederick, 49 years old, Chicago native, born and raised. I guess they're gonna bury me here, but I'm into health and wellness. I'm into art. I'm an author, cyclist. Basically, typical man. Well, I'm a man, typical man. That makes any sense. I just loving life, basically. That's it. Nothing simple person.
Very good. All right. Well, glad to have you here with us tonight. So I don't even know where we should even start with talking about P Valley. I mean, I don't know.
The word right. It's called the pank.
The pank. I'm sorry. The pank. Okay. So I don't even know, like, do people have questions? Like, I know Renita's stance on the show and how she feels about it. And I'm going to let her chime in a little bit down the road. But what made you, Kat, let's start with you. What made you love P Valley?
Well, first of all, my kids have been trying to get me to watch different shows and series and stuff. And I'm like, I don't have no time for that. I don't feel like getting hooked up with another series. But my boyfriend actually was like, "Babe, I've been watching this show. It's kind of good." I'm like, "You just want to see some? You just want to see some?" My daughter, hey, honey. I'm like, "You just want to see some titties and some ass and shaking, But it's like, no, it's actually kind of good. So I came in. I started watching it from the beginning. And I was a little shaken at first because I was thinking, oh Lord, if it's gonna be another show about, some, light-skinned girl with soft hair and she about to be the showstopper, I was like, But when they showed Mercedes, but as the dark-skinned girl with that big old ass, and then Mississippi, I'm like, oh, I said, oh, and then Cliff, I'm like, oh, this is to me very realistic. And the talent. I mean, any of us who've taken a pole dance class or whatever know it's hard to just swing around and hold on to the pole on the bus. But to see them girls when they did that Trinity thing with somebody at the surfboard, with somebody on top and somebody on bottom, I said, okay, that's it. I'm done. And Uncle Clifford's wardrobe, I love.
Oh my God, I want the pantsuit.
I love his wardrobe.
All right. So I think you did. You summed it up. You got it right. I think I'm gonna go down to our brother and see, as a man, what he liked about P Valley. Go right here, brother Frederick. Tell us what you liked.
What happened was, check it out. I was on Facebook and I kept seeing P Valley in the news feed. It was like P Valley, P Valley, P Valley. I was like, wait a minute, why I keep seeing this? So someone said, you know what, check it out. And when I first sat down and watched it, I was thinking to myself, oh, here we go. This is the Players Club all over again. Strippers, blah, 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 blah. So as I got deep into the show, Uncle Clifford, and the fact that a lot of people looked at it as a sexuality presentation, sexual preference and all those other things, but it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
The series is showing there's a whole bunch of hurt people, but at the same time, they're in a small town and they all stuck together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all sexuality. Okay, everybody, you have the people who are homosexuality, you have sexuality. It covered a whole variety of preferences and people's lifestyles. So you have to be kind of like open-minded to watch this series. And it's very, very in-depth. And it hits home in a lot of areas. A lot of people are dealing with molestation and rapes and things like that. But here's a man who's flamboyant. He is who he is, and he's being close to everybody. Remember when Mercedes was asking him how much money he owed? Somebody caring about somebody, not what you're doing. I'm caring enough for you to say, let me see what's hurting you. You gave me this break. Okay, I'm a stripper, but I'm still a person. I'm teaching girls how to dance. You have the guy, Little Murder, the rapper. He wants to be big. He wants to, and he's listening to Uncle Cliff. He said, well, look, what should I do with my music? There's a lot of different ways you can go with this series, but it's deeper than what I saw. And I was like, I'm going to sit here and watch this. I was up at 2 o'clock in the morning watching. I kid you not. And it was that good.
Yep. Look, let's give him a big round of applause, ladies. He did. That was yeah. Look, he did better than I thought he was gonna do. Yeah.
You know what? All right. Really?
Right. No, you're right. You were spot on about everything that you said, and just being transparent. And I kind of have talked with the ladies about this. In my earlier years, my life was spent more in the world of illusion, adult entertainment, all of that. The person you all know now is a person that developed. I was fascinated by that world. I have friends now who became world-renowned porn stars. They are, absolutely, like very good friends. Matter of fact, when I first started my radio show at VON, I had my 3 good porn star friends on the radio with me, and just to watch their life turn into ministers and law enforcement officers, and so I saw the beauty that came from all of that. And so that's why I thought it was really good, and he's right. It speaks far more than just some ass and some titties.
Right.
And that whole, it's whole volume of just how people need to come together and figure out who can help them. Now, Renita, girl, me and you had a good little conversation yesterday. The whole time I was sitting in the car, I was like, So now Renita actually has some interesting flip sides to this that we're gonna let her present about P Valley. All right, go ahead, Renita. We listening. It's all yours.
Okay. Thank you so much again for having me, Art. And I agree with some of the things that have already been stated. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm kind of sort of jotting down notes about what everybody else is saying so that I can respond in context, in addition to provide my own insight as well. And so I like what Kat said about initially, and you and I talked about this. My 2 adjectives for the series are colorful and colorism. So obviously Uncle Clifford is very, very colorful character. That's great entertainment. That's great television. He's a colorful character, and applause to the actor who's portraying him. The colorism that I didn't like, obviously, is what Kat touched on. Like, oh, here we go. We got another light bright, damn near white coming in to say these poor little black jigaboo pickaninnies that's stuck in the pole, and they can't even make enough money to pay mortgage. So, those were the things that initially kind of sort of repelled me back a little bit. But then I'm listening to what you say about the evolution, how your own personal evolution, you can relate to, going from one thing to the next. And I relate to that as well. I tell people all the time that sometimes I feel like I'm an ugly duckling, that I evolved into the woman that I am today, that, nothing was just like patchwork put together. And so I think that you see that in a lot of these characters, just in the few episodes that we've seen in season 1, that there's a definite progression and growth that is linked to their relationship together, working together in this club. And then to the point that Frederick makes, you know, there's also a lot of politics around it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Clifford is trying to run a business, and you know, he's getting run amok. He's got to pay the sheriff off, and you know, the mayor and Goddaddy and everybody is against him because they on the paper chase, and then he trying to work his relationship with the young boy that's mixed with the master's daddy. You know, he's trying to work. Yeah, he's trying to work his relationship with him to get him to move in a way that's favorable to him. So there's a lot going on there. But unlike everyone else, even after watching the entire series, and I watched the entire series from start to finish, I'm still not a 100% fan, because I feel like there's so much focus on Uncle Clifford and the colorfulness of him. Now, I also want to be very clear that I'm happy for every opportunity for anybody Black to get in front of the camera and do their thing. I'm the mother of an aspiring actress. My daughter has a degree in theater, studied theater, high school to college. She lives in LA now. So I'm happy for every opportunity that anybody gets to get in front of the camera and do their thing. But at the very same time, I think that when you look at the politics of what the LGBT, and I hope I'm not leaving out any letters, you know.
Wait, I got you. Let me help you, baby. Let me help you. The LGBTQ plus community.
There we go. Them.
Yeah, I got you. Yes.
I think that this community has worked so hard to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and demand equality and demand to be seen in a holistic way. And to, you know, I think about the NDRE song, like, I am not my hair. And so for this community, I am not my sexuality. And while, you know, we are entertained by Uncle Clifford, to me, it's a slight to the Black male homosexual community, to the Black male trans community, because not every single person, that's not their figurehead, that's not their face. And I think that that's why we get into the negative stereotypes within the community, because this is what we're always presented with in the media. No different than, that's why we have negative stereotypes about our boys, and even negative stereotypes about our women, because we're always being portrayed as strippers and prostitutes and hookers and drug addicts, and the kids always being portrayed as gangbangers and things like that. So, you know, the show overall entertainment value is okay, it's good. It was a good, you know, things kind of tied together. It was Players Club into a series with a couple other little colorful people tied in, the mama and all that other type of stuff. But it's basically Players Club. But at the same time, you know, I just want us to be very careful moving forward. And I will hope that the writers and producers and directors moving forward begin to get even more depth into the persons and into the people, and not just the sexuality.
I agree with you on that.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, I think everybody has given a lot of just wonderful, great feedback. I know Viteria had questions. I know she had comments too. I really kind of want to address Renita with the LGBTQ plus dynamic, and I actually can wait on that unless you guys want me to do it now. But it just, this is great. This has laid a wonderful foundation. I'm gonna let my co-host start off with the first question of where we need to move with this. Go right ahead.
So to all our guests, thank you so much. I have my little notepad down here. Jotted down a lot of great comments that you made, but also Renita, you really hit on some points, as in, like, you know, the mayor with Isaiah Washington. I'm gonna give you guys a little spin on this. So with, you know, Isaiah Washington, we haven't seen him since he got brought out of ER. See that Black man working, and look like he's from the west side of Chicago. I was like, there you go, boo. I love that. And then we talked about some of the, it was a lot of political tones in that. You know, the political tones for trying to keep the strip club not going under because of bad mortgage loans. And then also you see the cultivation of so many businesses, aka the casinos, trying to take over small little towns and buying up everything. You know, we can start on the south side of Chicago and the west side of Chicago. So I saw that Frederick brought up some great points about comparing it to The Wire. I even added True Blood in there. And then even from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. We always see some of these characters that come in throughout our time. Like, I am still a Will and Grace fanatic. I think I watch it like once a week. But just, you know, not stigmatizing the LGBTQ+ community, but also just different platform, because we don't see too many people like Uncle Clifford walking down Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And then also thinking about the stigmatization, stereotype of white girl. I mean, light skinned girl. That girl came from England. For her to be from England and got the Southern accent, I know it's so weird. I look at a lot of my friends. I watch their posts who's from the South, and they have a lot of people from Mississippi. They have a problem with the way the individuals are talking. They're like, we don't sound like that. And I'm like, dude, I lived in Alabama for 10 years. Yes, y'all do.
Yes, that's right.
They got it down pat. I feel like they got it down pat. But and then go with Miss Cat. You hit it on the point where, you know, it's glamorous. I remember. Do you guys remember Flirty Girl Fitness?
Of course.
Yes.
I remember.
Oh.
No, you go to get your manicures and martinis, but you also climb the pole.
Mhm.
Those girls, I thought it was like, it's the best. They were better than Circus Soleil, Cirque du Soleil, Greek Pyramid. Well, you guys, you don't know, but if you ever been on a pole and you're up there, dude, you have to have upper body strength and leg strength. When you leave,
okay, so
your body.
All right, I need to get this conversation back on track. Madam co-host, anything else you want to add about what you observed? Because we do need to address a couple of the issues, because people are putting messages up. Some people said, do you think that Little Murder is using Uncle Clifford just to get his music out? So I guess I can throw the LGBT part in here plus for Renita in the audience. Renita, in the world of sex industry, illusion, and this has been going on for years. Keep in mind, I'm in my mid-50s. People that are in that world are people that are like family to each other. If you all remember the movie Paris is Burning, Paris is Burning was based off of various houses that these young gay people would come live, be a part of. And there was always a house mother, a house father, and a lot of times that person would be an outlandish character, a figure of, because see, for myself and friends watching that, we said, wow, they finally are bringing this type of person to the mainstream. For us in the gay community, we know people like that. Here in Chicago, no, we don't see them looking like that on the streets in our neighborhoods. But if you go up to Boys Town, you'll see some characters up there, baby. You'll see some things that'll blow your mind. And it's a lot of our young blacks that are in this, living this life. Down there in Chucalissa, Uncle Clifford was an oddity, to say the least. He was an oddity, but he was a well-respected oddity. And that, as a black gay man, I had to give him credit for that. Now, the situation between him and Little Murder, oftentimes people think that, you know, gays are the aggressors. I guarantee you 90% of my relationships, somebody has stepped to me, much like Little Murder stepped to Uncle Clifford. Most of the time when you are an entertainer or an illusionist, you know bullshit 10 blocks away. You get what I'm saying? Because everybody, if somebody is caught up in that fantasy or that illusion, they'll make you think you want them. You get what I'm saying? So if you let your guard down, then you sleeping with all your customers. You get what I'm saying? You sleeping with what could be potential money for you, all of that. So Little Murder stepping to him like that showed that Little Murder quite possibly could love Cliff. But I think he was doing things just a little too fast. I think, it's a whole nother dynamic with that. So does that make sense to you all?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then I also feel like this is just the first, only 8 episodes. They didn't have like a real run like most people have 10 episodes. So you get to see a snippet in everyone's life of everything. And then, they hit on domestic violence. For her to get her butt whooped every single day and bring her butt back into that damn pole.
Mississippi, yeah. And domestic violence, white man, black woman. That's a whole different thing.
And that was the whole thing. It goes so deeper than the surface. Everybody's looking at the different lifestyles, the sexual preferences and everything else. But everything had depth. Even all the way down to when Little Murder told dude how to cook chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody got some butter. Because I want to try that with the butter. Oh, that's all good.
Right.
So, PSTD 2 for Diamond. He was in the military. And I love it. He heard everything so sweet and innocent. And then you will see the way how it evolved as the series got better. Yeah.
And Desi just made a good point too. The domestic violence situation with Mercedes and her mother. How whose mama did a lot of the stuff that Mercedes' mama did, and now she's a pastor. But you still stole my money from me.
To $20,000
without letting me get my dream going, and the fact that they had to have a knockout, drag out fight from the curb to the prison cell, and then even still the way the mother just left it, that's it, wow, so that I can't wait to see how that situation evolves a little bit more too.
But you also see how the mother was able to save people in jail.
Yes.
But the mom's a hypocrite. The mom's
She is. She's all about herself. She's all about herself.
But the mother has a gift, though. The mother does have a gift. I think she does have a way, just like she was able
prophetic gift.
She was able to stir up the tithes and stuff like that at the church, and she was also
that line stealing half ain't no profit.
Hey, but you see,
but then turn your microphone.
Wait. Renita, turn your mic up a little bit, Renita. Turn your mic up a little bit.
Jimmy, they say turn the mic up, baby.
See, that's why this is a reality show. That's why this is a damn reality show. Come turn the mic up for your mama. Right. Come turn the mic up. Right. I don't know where the damn button at. Okay, right. Girl, it's the thing that looks like a megaphone. It's the thing that looks like a megaphone.
That's better?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Say it again.
Now that mama, honey, she too much for me. She too much for the world.
Yeah.
She deserves every lick of that whooping that girl.
She sure did.
Again, we talk about all the backdrop messages that the show presents.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a reason why you got black people running out the church too. She pimping this girl.
She pimped that baby.
This girl, she trying to fuck the pastor.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason she's starting a new church is because she was trying to get him some coochie in exchange for a chance behind the pulpit, and he played her. So now she gonna steal the daughter's money to go start her own church, and then she's steady trying to burden this girl with all of this guilt and remorse about the choices that she's made for her life to survive where you haven't provided for her.
Right. Yeah. And the cycle, because Mercedes got to deal with her own daughter. Who I believe her daughter is
and she's not even supporting her in that.
And I believe her daughter is a jump off baby, if I'm not mistaken. The jump
she's the
raised by the mother.
Wait, ladies, wait, one at a time. I told you it was a cat fight.
Hey, you see, I'm sitting over here.
I know. That's why I had to put another man in here because they just run all over me. That's why I'm so look at your voice and everything. Look, you might have to come back every night.
Right.
And I'm just, the thing about it for me, and I'm not gonna tell all my personal business on YouTube or whatever, but Chat Daddy know me.
Well, go on, girl. It's ratings, honey. Go ahead. Subscribe to my show, y'all. Right.
Way back 20 plus years of doing this of stuff when I used to
come on, Boo Bear.
And he know I'm gonna tell the truth. Now I'm not gonna put all my own business, but I can definitely relate to that mother-daughter dynamic. I'm the only child and the only grandchild of a single teenage mother. So I really was raised in the house basically with two moms. My mom never left home, lived at home with my grandmother to the day she died. I own my grandmother's house now, praise God. But my mother was 15 years old when she had me. And we went through a very, very tumultuous growing period of her not really knowing what to do with me because she was growing up with me. Now, when I was young, my friends thought it was cool that I could openly smoke reefer, I could run the streets, yada, 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 yada. But then when I became my own woman and started to become a bigger and better woman in whatever tone or context that is, we clashed like crazy. And there was lots of times that I felt like I was stifled and held back, and that things in my life, decisions that she made that directly affected my life in long going, big time impactful ways were to her benefit, not to mine. And you know, every day that a child grows wiser and stronger, and they grow into being themselves more than your child. And every day that I got stronger and learned more and had my own experiences out in the world, I'm like, wait a minute, this whole playing with me. Miss Shay is playing with me. I don't do mama. And you know, we had to go through that time period where I had to establish myself as a woman and as a parent and make some decisions about doing some different things with my daughters based on the trauma. And it wasn't intentional. I won't say that my mom was doing me like that, but because she was young and she was making mistakes and she was thinking about her and wasn't necessarily thinking about me. And then I was, you know, the direct object of some negativity that I had to find my own way out of.
But look at how many layers that is for Mercedes. Again, Mercedes baby, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if everybody else picked up on this on the show too. Sounds like Mercedes baby is from I'm not saying nigga, but a man who might have been a customer of hers at the club, but he was married. It was a jump off thing, and that man was married already to the woman who is now raising this baby. I don't know who killed the man. I don't know who killed him. I don't know if he's a drug dealer or something like that. But he's dead.
Because they'd have had to come in. That $20,000 would have been bail because the bitch gonna give me my baby.
That mama had problems, and I see she got really under your skin, Renetta.
Okay, all right. So now here's a moment of truth. Out of all the characters, matter of fact, since I've reviewed this show, P-Valley, I met with people who were a part of my life in my late teens and early 20s, and that would have been what I consider P-Valley moment of my life, right? These people, when I met and talked with them, I made them each watch P-Valley, and I said, now tell me your thoughts on P-Valley. A couple of people said, well, you know, I kind of thought you were Uncle Clifford. I said, I get that. I do. I understand. And then once I got to explaining a few things and saying a couple of things to them, they said, you know what? You're right. We thought gay man, because of your personality, that type of thing. Here's the deal. I had a friend who was considered the Uncle Clifford. He's dead now. I learned from him. He was my mentor of my life developing at that particular point in life. Okay. So the person who I most relate with, and this is where I understand what Renita is saying, I most feel like my life is Mercedes in this whole thing. Because my life is very much like Mercedes. When you've had a turbulent relationship with a parent, my father and I have always had a turbulent relationship. I have done everything that has gotten me accolades, kudos, glory, all of that to the public, but yet behind the scenes, still a lot of struggles and problems. And so I most related to Mercedes in that whole thing. Yes, I got Uncle Clifford. I understood Uncle Clifford, but personally, I felt as if I was Mercedes.
I can see that. And I'm glad that they let Mercedes be that main character, because again, it's so many, like Frederick said, so many little innuendos. Here's the dark-skinned woman with the big ass. It's a character. It's not a character. It's a person in history who remember white
Sarah Bartman.
What's her name?
Sarah Bartman.
You know, they took her ass and had it as a circus. She had her in the circus. Yes. So here's with this big ass, as usual, you know, that is the money maker. She's the bottom bitch in the club, and she's the money maker, but she's still trying to do something different with her own life. She's coming from this turbulent situation with her mother and how she was raised her relationship with men who want to make her a kept woman, men who objectify her or whatever, but she's still trying to say, I want to do something different by raising my baby. I don't even know if that girl even knew that Mercedes was her mother until 2 or 3 episodes in or whatever.
Right.
But anyway, so the whole, I appreciate that they, to me, are providing those layers, Renita, that maybe they, maybe another show might have just sprinkled on it, but they're giving us so many layers that I can't wait to peel them back. In episode 2 and episode 3, I could care less about the light skin, about Autumn and her. We know
about Autumn.
Oh yeah, we good on Autumn. Right.
You want that
right.
Anyway, but she's probably going to be the financial brains behind a lot of things.
Right.
She's an accountant or whatever, and that's fine. But it's the Mercedes. I can't wait to hear more about Mississippi. Why is this educated white boy beating your ass every day? What's his family dynamic? Why does he think that Mississippi won't leave him if she was a midget? I can't wait to dig into that a little bit more.
Yes, because I'm still mad at Mississippi for taking the gun and not shooting him. But then the whole storyline would have been over. And I want to see what would evolve with Mississippi and Diamond. Like, come on, what's going on with that?
These type of shows, they always, first season is always a builder of each character. Then something dynamic changes the whole thing. So something's gonna happen.
Oh, you know what it is. You know what it is.
Yeah.
And then somebody has to die. Y'all know somebody got to die. But speaking of death, do y'all know that funeral scene was like, I want my funeral. Oh my God. I was like, what are they doing?
I like the way they did that.
The funeral scene.
On the heels of everything that was in the club. And you're like, oh my God, they killed the light-skinned girl.
Right.
I loved it.
Yeah.
That's like Shanae.
Yeah.
It was an episode of Martin one time, and something was going on in the apartment, and Shanae came out and, oh my God, Martin killed that little bitty.
You are right.
To read history and the background information of the writers, they've been doing this for a while. So you just think about Issa Rae. She first came out with the Awkward Black Girl series, and now what we're seeing with Insecure. I see this evolving because let me tell you, I did not have stars prior to.
I didn't need to travel. I didn't need
right. I'm like, why do I keep seeing stars? It was on the internet. It was on YouTube. It was like everywhere, like stars. Then they said for $1.
Watching Power.
So
no.
Yeah, I stopped. Like, so let me tell you, I cut Power out. Once Power went off, I cut stars out. So I missed a whole bunch of stuff. Like I lost Stars, Showtime. Doggone AT&T be raping you every single month. So I was like, nope, I'm leaving. Throw all this stuff away. Where do I need to drop it off at? At the end of the day, they came back and it was like, okay, we'll make you a bill like $120. I was like, okay, I can afford that. Thank you very much. And now I got Five. I got to get up on Shy. It's just too much I got to watch. So I'll be doing this on my weekend binges.
So,
all right.
I wanted to touch on one thing that you said about the C murder and
Lil Murder. C murder.
Oh, look, C murder is a real right.
It's a real fight.
No, right. Don't get my show sued. Yeah, look, don't get my little show sued, girl. We ain't got enough revenue yet for you to get this little show sued. Don't get me sued now.
Lil Murder.
Right. Yes, darling. What is your question?
Is he not a real hip hop artist?
The guy who played Little Murder? Oh, I don't know.
But the relationship between he and Uncle Clifford, the question that Art had put out there was, do we feel like he's using Uncle Clifford?
I don't
really feel like he's using him, but if he is using him, he's using him in a positive way to kind of pull him out, to try to put a positive spin on coming out, because he didn't have no problems with letting the man know that he wanted to put that pipe on him from jump.
I know, and that was like
he didn't have no problem. So it's not like he's hesitant about his sexuality and what the activity of homosexual sex is. He let him know in the door, I'll put this iron on you, baby.
But Renita, he's done it behind closed doors too.
Right, but because of his image as a hip hop artist, it works. Like, even as you see them beginning to work the deal, Mississippi, like, baby, me and you finna pretend like we a couple so we can get this money.
I love how everybody finessed their way to get to that point. It was like, shit, everybody in this world we're using somebody, so let me use you for my advantage. But it wasn't to the point where they were using them to make it seem like that they were putting them down or whatever. It's like we're in this as a team. We're in this together, and it goes back to when Lil Murder went in there and started making that doggone chicken. He was like,
right there. But the point that I make, I think that he's using Clifford to transition in a positive way. I feel like he's using that as a way not only to come out, but to come up. And then to turn around and reach back and grab him and put the pink on and put Mississippi on and everything so that everybody wins. Chad said,
well, look. Okay.
You ain't no damn Uncle Clifford, and I don't like nobody that said you is. You can tell him I said something.
Yes, right. You govern that. You are not Uncle Clifford.
Okay, so now listen. Oh, go ahead, Frederick. Go ahead.
I think that Little Murders is being, how can I put it? He's using Uncle Cliff as therapy and a form of release. Look at it this way. Cliff puts himself as relatable to everybody that's around, whether they're heterosexual, homosexual, what have you. He's taken enough time to become intimate with him more so than sexual. If you understand what I'm saying. How can I do this? How can I become the rapper that I want to be? Of course, behind doors, he's doing something more intimate, more sexual with Uncle Cliff. But at the same time, I need him to help me free myself. That's the way I take it.
Okay, so
on that one.
Okay, so now let me speak, since this is down my lane or my alley, no pun intended. But over the course of years, and this is a conversation that I've had with other close gay male friends of mine, oftentimes we, the gay dudes, we are the opportunities. We are the conduit to get you to wherever you need to get to. And 9 times out of 10, we really do end up with the short end of the stick. Most of these people, and Frederick kind of, he kind of alluded to that. Most of these people are out here just using people for what they can use them for. And I really do think that the twist in that story is Little Murder is probably going to get bigger and bigger on that show. And he gonna cut Uncle Cliff eventually, because what is a fetish and a fantasy to begin with, that if you don't keep hanging and dealing with that fetish and fantasy, you eventually move on to something else. And that's what I feel it's gonna be. And that's why I hope Uncle Clifford don't start doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff to be able to keep this young boy. You get what I'm saying? But it's a lot of let's put it to you like this: chance opportunities that people will do whatever they can for an opportunity.
But in the relationship, he was trying to go mainstream. He like, let's go outside.
Yes, he wanted. When he came to Auntie's house, when he was with the grandmother.
I think this is probably his first time trying to actually have a relationship and not just have sex. I feel like there's something that is drawing him to him outside of the sex. He's probably attracted to, number one, Uncle Clifford's maturity. He's probably attracted to his bravery to be able to come out and say, this is me, pink wig, 5 o'clock shadow, high heels, and big booty and all, because let's not sleep on Uncle Clifford's booty either, baby. Did you
not see him when he was dancing? I know he was dancing to Mississippi.
Okay, ladies,
listen.
don't let me lose the one man we got on here, really, for real. Please don't let us lose it. Okay.
All I want to say is,
but I just think that
wait.
Oh my God.
This whole train that went off the wreck.
Frederick,
Yes, sir.
Right.
Come back to us, Frederick. What you say,
Right.
babe?
Okay, what I want to say is, Lil Bird, he's trying to become an inspiring hip hop artist, but the only way an artist becomes a true artist is when they free themselves from whatever shackles them from being an artist. So what Uncle Cliff is going to do, in my opinion, is he's going to kind of like counsel him. Whatever it is on the inside of you that you feeling is what's going to have to come out in your music. He told him that when they was in the car. Remember, he was in the back seat of the car.
Mhm.
So once Lil Murda deals with his whatever it is on the inside of him, that's when he's gonna become that artist that he's dreaming to be. If that makes any sense.
But I also feel that Mississippi is the one that pulled it out of him. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't.
Yeah.
Crooked letter, humpback. She was the one that pulled it out of him and did the YouTube video or Instagram or whatever. So it's like her, she has a small mind. She doesn't think that she's ever going to get out of Chucalissa. But with Little Murder, I think that she's going to be that business brain behind him. Just think about when they were when they were having a business meeting in the strip club. I don't know about you guys. I don't know how many people ever been to a strip club before, but at the strip club in Atlanta, there were more business meetings happening in the strip club, and they had the best doggone food. That's why I learned how to eat fried lobster.
Yeah.
Well, I do think Little Murder, to me, he's got a decision to make because he is trying to, straddle the fence. I'm this hard rapper, and I got this.
I thought y'all was sending away.
Yeah. But he's straddling the fence, and at some point, like with anything in life, you got to make a decision. You're going black, you're going white, you're going gay, you're going straight. So I don't know how long he'll be able to dabble, and I don't know if Uncle Cliff is like, I'm through. I already, I told you there's the door. I mean, I know it's not always as easy.
And a window.
Yeah, but it's like right. So it's like, but Uncle Cliff might not allow himself to even, to feel, to be emotionally connected with Little Murder again, because it might be hurt, like most women are when we're like, oh no, I'm done, that's it. All right, but maybe I'm done.
Juanita, I'm gonna let you give closing thoughts, huh?
Well, just one little question. I wonder, with the current events that's going on into the world today with Andrew Gillum, are they gonna make Little Murder bisexual?
I think that Little Murder, I think that he's already bisexual. I think that it's given that he's bisexual.
Openly bisexual?
Openly bisexual. No, he's not openly bisexual yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's been outed. Like, obviously his guy knew that he fucked with dudes because he busted him out about Clifford when they had the fight.
Yeah.
He was like, and he went back to him, Bruno, and he went back to him and he was like, this is all about you. But I feel like like you say from back in the day, Mississippi is his fag hag.
Yeah, all day.
Mm-hmm.
That's his purse. Mm-hmm. And she's also, because she's such a strong entertainer, she's a coach for him on how he's going to be a star.
All day.
Yes.
Because she sees him as her link for blowing up. She like, I'm gonna help you build up and I'm gonna play this game with you or what have you, so that we both can get on. But I think, as he grows and matures, like I said, I think his attraction to Clifford is not just sexual. It's the maturity. It's the breakthrough. It's like, bring me. I want to go down the yellow brick road with you, Dorothy. He's Scarecrow, and Clifford is Dorothy. And you notice, Scarecrow was the first person that Dorothy met. The motherfucker that didn't have no sense. That's who needed the most help from the beginning. And he's coaching and schooling him.
Going down yellow road on this one.
All right. With that being said, does anybody need to leave the conversation? Everybody good? Because I want to shift gears in just a second. Frederick, you okay to stay around a little bit longer?
Yeah, it's just my phone is getting hot, believe it or not. So
I'm sure if you duck out, we understand. We have these issues. This is the reality.
If it goes out, that's why.
Oh, okay. So yesterday on the Tamron Hall daytime talk show, she welcomed to the show the former Democratic candidate for the governor of Florida, Andrew Gillum, and his wife. As you guys all know, back in February, Andrew Gillum was found in a hotel, a Miami, Florida hotel room, a luxury hotel, on the floor, naked, unconscious, laying in his vomit. It was reported allegedly that Mr. Gillum had been to an all-male sex party orgy, and things got out of hand. And so yesterday, his wife said on the show that, she knew when she married him that he was bisexual. And so I'm wondering, is bisexual the new cop-out for people that are running from who they really are?
And going to rehab.
because he said he never did any of these things before.
You lying.
She a better bitch than me because I
All
ain't
day.
currently marrying no bisexual.
I hate her. I hate her.
All day.
Don't hate me.
Yeah.
Don't be like,
Look, Chris Jenner did. Chris Jenner did.
Yeah, but it was all for money.
He's
So
also a
we did
better
for money
woman.
and fame and things like that. And I watched that interview. Like, I did not have a 10 o'clock meeting on yesterday. My butt sat right there and watched that whole thing. And the wife was saying, you know, when people were coming up to me and saying that you're going to be like the next Michelle Obama and everything, it really gets to your head. Bitch, you knew you wanted that shit. You knew when you was down there at fam, you fucking around with him. You knew what he was doing in the background. But he got in your head and was like, we're going to do this as a team. You don't have 3 babies by him and you didn't know he was sticking his dick in somebody else. Come on now. It's just like the same thing that he was messing around with the other dudes. And I was looking at this blogger earlier today, just trying to get all my good tea on it. Down in FAMU, they knew he was out there being a trick off. But because he wanted to, you know, he was the mayor, he was young, he was black, and they had the picture perfect thing. Look, every time you see them, you got the 3 little kids, they sitting on the ground, you know, the same little photo when they outside on the lawn, laughing and smiling. No, you knew you signed up for that. Now they're trying to clean it all up like an Olivia Pope thing, because now he's in a very unique situation. Because, you know, Buttigieg, he out here with his gay husband. Everybody's like, I'm Buttigieg people. Now he can turn it around and it's like, hey, I'm playing with both doggone teams.
And see, that's a hot mess. Frederick, I think you wanted to say something about this.
I think, right, whenever you are in a relationship, married, what have you, with someone and you act like you don't know, and then it becomes public, now you're doing what's called damage control.
Right.
And you just basically trying to save a little bit of whatever career he has left. But in actuality, a lot of people are very satisfied or very pleased when somebody comes out.
Yes.
So it could actually go the opposite direction and build his career versus tearing them down.
Right.
I think I know my kids, my daughters will say that, or tell me stories about how I know that they're violent crimes against, you know, the gay community and transgenders and all that. I'm not trying to belittle or, you know, make light of that. However, I do agree with Frederick that, to me, even with the going back to Little Murder too, I just kind of feel like I think the world is ready for that. I think it's everybody's gay now. You know, everybody's bisexual now. You know, so it's kind of like I think it's now.
Okay, but if we were to take this back 25, 30 years, this would have been so detrimental and dangerous. And the thing is that for the LGBTQ plus community, people that have lived their truth, people who have embraced this is who I am and want to be, things like this is what actually sets our community back in ways. Because again, be who you want to be. You've been playing. Remember JL King. I'm the one introduced the world to JL King.
I was there.
Yes.
Do you understand me? So the thing is that so many of our people cannot live to be who they want to be out of fear and intimidation. Because now think about 3 children that all need psychological help now. Think about a wife that needs psychological help now. Think about the guy that if you really been living a lie this long, dude, you might as well free yourself. What Fantasia said, go ahead and free yourself. So it just makes me wonder what keeps people from not being who they want to be to begin with.
Society does it.
Yeah, but
he was a black man.
Yeah.
Well,
a good family.
Yeah.
You know, some families, they a little like you go through everything. He was in a fraternity. Some things you just don't bring out.
Yeah. And you know that just from sexuality, the drug use and being
with the drugs, right?
But yeah, you know, in the black community, I mean, like again, I was reading an interview about a lady who's a black woman who's the CEO of a new distillery company that's named after a black person or whatever. And she was saying, you know, why aren't more blacks in that industry? Because one, you know, our religious beliefs, you know, as much as we know that homosexuality is rampant in a lot of black churches. I mean, it's rampant in our community anyway, but you know, we're not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna openly say we're okay with that. You know, like, so it's still so much stigma behind coming out, you know, in our community. But I think coming out to the world, I think the world is a lot more accepting now. You
Oh, I think the world is far more accepting now. The one thing that I will say is I do currently love the world in which we live in. People, and I got to give Black men credit more than anything. They've elevated, especially Black heterosexual men. They've elevated their game of acceptive, be who you need to be. I'm proud of the fathers who have, accepted their children, all of that kind of stuff. So we have come a long way. If you still meet somebody that talking about, especially a Black man, and he talking about he hate the gays or the fags and all that, you need to question him. You need to check him.
But then also, one of our viewers just put on there that no one addressed. No one's addressing the drug abuse that was going on in that hotel room.
Right. Well, I think that's because everybody figures that's the easy fix. Like, you can go to rehab, you can get that fix, and you can get over it.
Right. Sometimes people just need to just go up to the plate and be like, you know what? I did this. Own your own truth. But no, y'all want to go to rehab and we got to go through here. Now we got to go to counseling. Y'all should have been doing this damn in the first damn place. First of all, you should have never married the motherfucker.
Right. Renee, go ahead.
We loved him.
I think that they're creating a spaghetti bowl that does not have to exist. They're creating a spaghetti bowl that does not have to exist. First of all, I am very happy for the advances that Art, give me my letters, because I always
LGBTQ plus on lane 1.
Give me my letters.
I am very happy for the advances that the community is making on a global scale, because as a Black woman, I feel like I am a double minority. I'm a woman and I'm Black. So just as we have progressed beyond a lot of oppression as a Black people, but then we still experience some, but we've made some progress. And just as women have progressed beyond a lot of oppression, but it's still out there. So I'm happy that the community now does not have to live under this shroud of secrecy and deal with all of the gay bashing and like the physical attacks on a large scale, like what we used to see. Just like we still see, bad cops doing things to Black people, but we don't see people getting lynched just walking down the road and hanging from trees the way that some of our grandparents and great-grandparents could tell us about. So some advances have been made. And so the same thing is happening in this community. And so I think, like Art said, it takes a step back when you have this young couple. And first of all, sister, girl, wife, honey, don't ever disrespect my girlfriend Mimi, because me and the Obamas is best friends in my head. I call them Baba. That's Baba and she Mimi. And honey, a Mimi you are not.
Nope.
And was not really on the pathway. You were never really even on the pathway for Mimi. So stop jocking yourself. Stop jocking yourself. But at the very same time, like Frederick said, what you're saying now is damage control. Now you want to say you knew. Now you want to say you accepted and all of this other type of stuff. And whether or not you accept the fact that he's bisexual has nothing to do with the fact of the situation that he was caught in. Because you are bisexual don't mean that you go to meth orgies.
Mega orgies.
Stigma. It sets the movement back when we constantly put these stigmas out here. This is where these stigmas were created about the community in the first place. Everybody's a super flamboyant drag queen. They all do drugs. They all do orgies. That's not the case. I know some educated, professional gay men that's gay as gay is. Love it. Love every minute of it. A couple of them might even try to push up on because they fine and they together. And I'm like, are you sure?
Let me bisexual.
Let me go. But they don't carry on this way. And they resent being presented this way. And just like Art said with J.L. King, this man tried to sit in front of us in a panel discussion like this and tell us and wrote a whole book and went on a book tour about I'm not gay, I'm on the down low. And I remember it like it was yesterday when I said to him. I said, let me tell you something, brother. Ain't no way that if I went out here and abused drugs to the point that it cost me my family and my job and my professional reputation, that I could turn around and say, but I'm not a drug addict.
Right.
If I'm an alcoholic and I got 5 DUIs and I done killed somebody on the side of the road, there's no way that I could logically say to anybody with an intelligent brain, but I'm not an alcoholic. So
Right.
stop sitting here on this stage back in 90, whatever what it was that he tried to do that to us, and tell us that you are not gay or that you are not a bisexual at the very least. Because you don't want the label, you want the pleasure and the notoriety, and now you want to write a book and act like you're trying to help. You're just trying to cover your tracks. And I don't like that.
Yep. You are absolutely right. All right. Well, in conclusion, I'm gonna get everybody out on this. Anybody else need to add anything else to this dynamic? Because I think we all on the same page about this. Yeah. And what I appreciate is listen, be who you want to be nice, be honest, worship whoever you worship, but be fair about mankind and just treat people how they want to be treated is the way I look at it. So I don't know. Anybody else, any more comments on Mr. Gillum? Because I'm sure it's going to be more to unfold with his story as well. But
I feel like I literally, because that happened right when COVID happened. So that was like the second or third week in March when he got caught in that hotel.
No, it was the end of February. It was the end of February.
We didn't start COVID yet. We forgot about his ass.
Yeah, I didn't
right. I'm like, I forgot about you. I didn't even know you existed anymore. But then it set the internet on fire yesterday at 9 a.m. So
right. It did. It really did.
As a woman, I'm speaking this to the ladies, and then also Frederick as well. As a man, would you date a person that's bisexual?
Hell to the nizzle.
No, I wouldn't. I don't need to be in a relationship with somebody that's just as confused as I am. Dang. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's a right, it's a wrong, but there's some confusion going on. And we don't look at it from a sexuality perspective. We can look at it from an emotional perspective. Mm-hmm. You're going to love me or you're going to love him or her. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So when you're going to decide I'm the choice or that person's the choice. Mm-hmm. In this particular case, they're going to use this whole problematic situation as a political platform. They keep talking about it over and over again until somebody says, you know what? They're right. We accept you. Mm-hmm. Keep it moving.
Right.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And I would answer that question and say, I would not want to date somebody that's bisexual. I'm 51 years old, and that I'm not sure that, you pick up, you do one or the other. However, I do see something different in art. We talked about this when I was on the show a while back with my daughter. I think that this next generation, 2 generations below us, everybody's bisexual now.
I mean, it's like the new thing.
Curiosity.
And
so
I hate the fad aspect to it.
Right.
I hate the fad aspect to it. And I don't like, and Art and I touched on this during our private discussion yesterday, I don't like the way that they're just trying to pull everything
to be bisexual
in, like, all this non-binary stuff. Like, I understand the concept, but it's a slippery slope. Like, these people that are out here talking about their 5 and 6-year-old kids self-identify as something else, you're talking about a child.
Right.
They have no concept of what you're talking. So if this motherfucker watched The Lion King tomorrow and self-identify as an antelope, you let him go to live to get his asshole ate out by a tiger?
I love it. I love it. I'm sorry.
But that is an interesting point. But however,
I will never look at Lion King the same now.
It's done.
Oh, God.
But I do think that with our next generation, because they're teaching me more, they're very tolerant. Like, if you were a fat kid when I was growing up, oh my God, fat kid, you got teased mercilessly, But now everybody, not that was right or wrong, but to me, they're a lot more tolerant, and they're very more, hey, if that's what somebody wants to be, let's be respectful of that. And, and I don't know. A lot of us might say, hey man, when I was a kid, I noticed something in somebody. I'm like, but I don't know. I just think we didn't allow it to we didn't allow it to be expressed openly, and maybe that.
I mean, I hear what you're saying about the tolerance. I hear what you're saying about the tolerance, and that is very important. And it is very important that, you know, we have this generation that are learning to be more tolerant. They're learning to be more tolerant with racial things, sexual things, and all of that nature. So that part I love of it. But I think the exposure, because we live in this internet generation, our kids are exposed to everything at a time and in a way that's not controlled by us. And their maturity is not there to deal with that. And so, you know, they're making long-term decisions at an age where their mind has not developed about what that really, really is. And then it opens the door. Now, let's not pretend like, you know, we don't want to define the community by pedophilia or sex trafficking, but let's not pretend that behind the veil, those types of homosexuals and bisexuals and transgenders do still exist. There's always the predators out there watching and lurking and watching and lurking. So when you are out here letting your 6 or 7-year-old son put on his high heels and his red dress like he going to meet Johnny Gill, he gonna eventually end up on Johnny Gill.
I can't with her. But Renita, but is it possible though that, like, just like they did the doll test, you know, back in the day, to see the black kids chose the black doll, the white doll? I don't know, you know, for folks that are gay, I don't know, maybe at a young age, maybe they say, man, I wish I would have been free for my family to say that they accepted me like that. And yes, I wanted to play with dolls, and yes, I wanted to dress up in my mom's clothes, but nah, boy, you better go over there and play with that fire truck, you know. But maybe that's what some young boys wanted to do, and it's like, damn, if only I would have been allowed to express myself and have that be okay. I know it's a shocking, jarring thing for a family, a parent to say, you know, I wasn't thinking of that for my son or my daughter. But maybe if we were, and I don't know, hey, my kids are 22.
I agree with you on that one.
I had to deal with this, but maybe it's a better thing long term that folks are able to say, hey, this is what I know I am right now. This is what I'm seeing myself lean toward, and my family is going to go ahead and be accepting versus me having to suppress it until I get to be 21 or until I get to be away from my family. Now I can come on out and be free. Maybe if I would have been able to do that as a young child and have it accepted, maybe that would have worked out better. I don't know.
I mean, I understand that point too. Like I say, the acceptance and the tolerance, and even creating that nurturing environment in the home for children to be who they are. But I'm real old school. I'm 50 years old too, and I got 3 grown kids, 31, 26, and 22. Couldn't nobody talk about who they was fucking until it was time to be fucked. Period. That's just not a conversation that we having. You're 8. I don't want to hear shit about who you want to fuck. Go do your timetable.
But you know what though? I think one of the problems is there's no balance. All right. I think gay people are tired of people talking about them. Sure. Look at it this way. Gay people went from being bashed to now being accepted but exploited at the same time. All they do is they talk about, they use gay people in the movies and everything else. Gay people have been around as long as heterosexual people. So now all of a sudden, y'all want to use them to make money. You know what I'm saying? You want to say, well, you need to do this, you need to do that when it comes to relationships. You know what I'm saying? We're fighting for rights and so forth. Rights should be for people, not for preference. That's what we get.
Say that again.
Pass the collection plate. The word is
right. That was the money shot right there. Say that again, Frederick.
Rights should be for people and not a preference. And that's the problem.
That's right.
You know,
right.
Find the balance. Okay, I don't hate. Let me tell you something. And white people have a tendency to say, well, I got black friends. Well, I have gay friends. I have lesbian friends. I have them all. And I'm going to tell you, they treat me better than heterosexual people do.
Boom, 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 boom.
That's because when you have freedom of you, you're going to be liberated with people enough to treat them a certain kind of way, or maybe the way they need to be treated. You know, so there's a lot of things that play into this situation. But I think, and I always said, I've been saying this from the beginning, gay people are tired of y'all. They're tired of y'all using them to make a point when the point has already been made. This is my purpose. This is my choice.
Yep.
So now I'm gonna use you to make money off of you.
Wow.
Yep. He did. He said a mouthful, and I agree 100%. And I think where the connection is, I tell people every Black woman need to have her good gay male friend in her life to be able to offer her some type of balance in her life. And I think that the whole down low and the everybody cheating thing is what really ruined those relationships between Black gay men and straight Black women. And we need to know we done talked about this. This is a whole nother show that really I'd invite you all to come back, because he's right about what he's saying. Is been exploited for I don't know how many years. If something's wrong, check the gay person. If a child is missing, check the gay person. You know what I'm saying? But most of you all would not have acquired if it wasn't for gay people.
You know what, Art?
Most of you all, I'm telling you, most of you all wouldn't have an interior decorator. Half of you heifers wouldn't get your hair done.
Lord,
right. Half of y'all wouldn't eat. All of that. You'd really be surprised who people are behind. When they're not the gay person.
Look at all the designers that make our clothes. Hello.
You know what?
When I was a little girl. It's so funny that you make that point about, something go wrong with a kid, check the gay person or whatever. When I was a little girl, I had a large extended family. Like I mentioned to you guys, I was the only child and the only grandchild, but my grandmother is the baby girl of 27 siblings.
Oh my God.
So I had this super huge extended family. And because my mother had me so young, I had these big cousins that were teenagers that I was always around. They were like second cousins, but they were teenagers. And so everybody always had me everywhere with them. And whenever I never forget this as long as I live. My cousin was gay. He's deceased now. And I had no idea that he was gay when I was a little girl. I was like 8 or 9 years old, and I was hanging out with all the teenagers, and there had to be maybe like about 15 or 20 of them doing what teenagers did in the 70s and 80s, partying, listening to music, sitting around the house, drinking and smoking or whatever. And I was the only little kid in my family my age. So I got money and candy and everything from everybody all the time. They was always giving me hush money, not to go tell what they was doing. Don't tell nobody they was smoking reefer or that they had their girlfriend, boyfriend over, whatever. And so all of them was in the house doing their thing. And my cousin, his brother had some male friends that weren't family. But they was cool. They liked me like the little cute little girl or whatever. And I don't think it was nothing shady at all in no shape, form, or fashion. But they would always give me candy and money and pick me up and spin me around and play with me and stuff. And I had a bad habit of climbing up in their lap because they were much bigger than me. And it was my gay cousin that said to me, come on, stay out of the men's lap.
Yes.
Ladies don't climb up in men's laps. Whatever they're doing, they give you candy, give you $1 to go to the store. You say, thank you, sir. Thank you, big bro, whatever, and going on about your business. Stay out their face and don't let me see you climbing up in their laps. And he said, and not only their laps, not mine, because they were friends. So at first, he knew that me as a child, that I would just take that as I can't get in their laps because I'm not related to them.
Right.
But if cousin so-and-so and so want me to sit, he's like, not only their laps, don't sit in my lap, don't sit in my brother's lap, don't sit in Uncle such and such lap. You're an 8-year-old little girl. Your place is not sitting in. My gay cousin told me that.
Right. That was your Uncle Clifford then. You get what I'm saying? That was your Uncle Clifford then. Right. All right. Well, I love this. I do. You all have been an amazing combination of people tonight. You really have. I've had a blast with you all as well too. Frederick, I'm gonna let you give your closing thoughts on whatever it is you want to say, whether it's encouraging people during this time of the pandemic, whether it's relationship advice, whatever you want to leave these people with. Go right ahead, sir.
Well, as far as relationship advice, my thing is this: if you can't be free with somebody, you ain't gonna never be true to that somebody. We be holding on to stuff, who we really are. We don't laugh, we don't love, we don't do nothing, all because we want society to say, well, accept me as this hurt and straightforward person. You put up this facade like you ain't hurting. There's a whole host of things that can go into these relationships, but I always suggest to people, just be free with whoever it is you want to be with. You know, love is a universal thing to me. I don't regard anybody's relationships because I learn a lot from people. I love people. This is who I am. As far as the COVID situation is concerned, whatever y'all need to do to keep y'all mind straight, read a book, play dice, play Uno, get you a drink, keep your head up because we in trying times, and the problem is we got too many people who want to be in charge of some shit that they ain't got no control of. So yeah.
All right, very good. Miss Renita, I'm gonna let you go up next, my dear. Your closing thoughts, any words of encouragement. Look, I just want you to cuss everybody out real good. I want you to come by one night, just me and you gonna just cuss everybody out. Look, Renita, I got a whole show I think I want me and you to do. I'll call you about it because it's a whole show. It's a whole show of things that I want me and you to handle when it comes to our people. But Renita, give us your closing thoughts tonight. Yes, amen.
Again, I thank you guys for this opportunity. I have just thoroughly enjoyed this dialogue with everybody on the panel. Closing thoughts with relationships. Oh my God, I'm an Aries. I'm real passionate.
Yes, April 7th. I'm just
yeah, two Aries.
I would agree with a lot of what Frederick said. Like, let's just be real and be genuine. Like, it's enough, especially those of us in the African American community. You can't go out and teach and reach and change nothing else until you change self. And we really got to change how we deal with each other, especially in relationships. Like, you know, if we're not blessing each other's life, we don't belong in each other's life. I'm not here to prey upon you, and I'm not gonna allow you to prey upon me. And we wonder what's really wrong in our communities. I'm gonna be very brief and I'm gonna be done. What's wrong in our communities is our relationships, because the basis of the community is the family.
Yep.
Individual families that live contingent to each, indigenous to each other in the same area, that have like-minded goals and like-minded needs and like-minded means of how they meet those goals. And so if the community is built up of the family is built up first and foremost of the wife and the husband and wife, and the children are just an extension thereof. Me and my husband are a family before we ever start having any children, because we can have one child or we can have 10 kids. It's still the same family unit. So I want us to start thinking about relationships in that context, like how we deal with each other as men and women in our intimate relationships and in our platonic friendships too. Because girls, we got to stop being catty and bullshit and hating, and dudes, we got to stop playing, hating, and throwing each other up under the bus trying to get some pussy. It's just, it's not worth it. And once we deal with each other with some integrity in our relationships, we will see some growth and development and change in our communities.
Amen.
Father God. Okay, so Frederick and Renita, you both have won spots to come back on the show one night. As both of these ladies know in the box above, they both been co-hosts. So you both will get blessed and be able to come back. And then I'm gonna give you both homework assignments, because there are certain things that you both said tonight that I think you could have a TED talk on. I just everybody's loving it. I think you both could have a TED talk on this show with me one night. That would be just outstanding. But no, people said they said this, they loving this tonight. All right, Cat About Town, darling, your closing thoughts tonight.
Well, my Facebook post earlier today, not on Cat About Town, but just on my personal page, was about, living life, especially in 2020, and trying to find the Lord, the lesson, and the love in life's experiences. And my question I posed was, if your loved one was to die tomorrow, are you comfortable with the amount of love that you've expressed, shown, and given today? And if not, what you waiting on? And so
man, I like that.
Yeah, why aren't we expressing love? Why aren't we showing love? Why aren't we giving love more freely to people, especially after what we've been through in 2020, from deaths to pandemic and all that stuff. So I guess my closing thought is the question: what you waiting on to show love outwardly, bigly, hugely. What are you waiting on to show that love to your man, your woman, your children, your family, your girlfriends, your boyfriend? What are you waiting on to show that love?
Exactly.
Good job.
So, Kat, you also got a homework assignment, my dear. See, the best part about this, look, when I just had to get these assignments and just book these dates. So you did an outstanding job as well, too. You really, really did. Madam co-host, I'm gonna let our guests go, and you and I'll close off the show tonight. What do you want to say to our guests we had tonight, Madam co-host?
Frederick, Anita, Renita, it was such a pleasure of serving as your co-host today. I cannot wait to be y'all friends in real life when we get to have a rose. Renita, you are like that sister girl, tell it like it is, like it is person. Anita, you're such a spiritual, calming force, but you still let it know. And then Frederick, oh my God, like I get you. I don't need a therapist. I'm gonna call you. So I did. I think it was real. It was a great, real, authentic conversation. One thing I can say about each one of you, you're all true to thy own self. You all expressed your words and your views, and you took it as a way of making sure that we see your views and on a worldly level as well. So I thank you all. I cannot wait to really hang out with y'all when we really can go outside again. So Renita, that means I met you. If you met JL King with Chat Daddy, I was there too. I would never forget. That book is still somewhere around my house somewhere. I cannot believe it. And I remember when I met him, I just kept looking at his lips like, you such a man. Like that kept going through my head. Like
Criteria, when Cheryl Burton did when she covered it, the clip that she used on the news when she covered it was the clip from my commentary.
Yep. And that's how he ended up on Oprah. Became a millionaire. And became a millionaire.
Millionaire. Hot Girls Books.
Wait.
We bought him CBC because remember we had him at the Congressional Black Caucus.
Wait, hold on. Wait, Renita, what did you say again?
My son's father called me talking about you on the motherfucking news. Talking about I'm on the DL.
Look, he made $1 million and never even sent a box of chocolates.
We gonna ride down on him, G. He gonna have to run them pockets.
Girl, look, everything come full circle. We'll talk about that later. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much, Frederick. I'll be in touch with you about your homework assignment. Renita, I'll be in touch with you about your homework assignment. I love you. And Kat, baby, you know how I feel about you. I'm excited. We got something coming up. I love you too. Have a great night. All right, boy, oh boy, what a great show tonight, baby.
So much tea.
My teacup is empty, girl. It's empty. My baby, this was a good show tonight. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, before we close out, we want to remind everybody, please wear your mask. Wear your mask. You never did ask me about the history of my mask.
Please tell me. Oh, man,
so this was one of my jock straps when I was back in the exotic world. And look, now that I done got big, it's a face mask. Look, right. See, back in the day, I could dance in this. This is one of my little dancing things. Now I use it as a face mask.
Oh my God, that is so smart. And this one is an African.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, his name is his name is Charles Mumbo. He lives in my building, and he has a business called Crewwear.
Right.
Charles Mumbo. Right. He has this is a part of his African tribe. He's from Nigeria, I think. I can't remember where. But beautiful. Yeah, so he has. All right. Will be cute.
So we want to remind everyone, wear your mask. Please wear your mask. Do what's right. Don't forget to sanitize, you guys. Sanitize. Soap and water works well, but if you're not, some hand sanitizer. Don't forget to social distance. Please social distance. Do me a favor and keep doing that. Yes. And as we always say on this show, if you're not feeling well, keep your ass at home. That's all you need to do. Keep your ass in the house. I mean, no problem. It's easy. It's is simple. You do not have to go out the house. Just
That's
keep
right.
your ass in the house. If you're not feeling well, we get it. We do. We really do. All right, do
Give
me a
also give it
favor.
up to your co-hosts, all your people that were sending in the chats and the
Yes.
remarks. Give it up for all of you guys.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you everybody who responded to tonight's show. You guys did a great job. Do me a favor, go over to YouTube, subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show. It's easy, it's free, it's simple. The more people subscribe, the more it helps my rating. So please do that. Also go to Facebook and like the Real Chat Daddy Show on Facebook. Tomorrow is Wellness Wednesday. Everything we talking about on the show tomorrow is about wellness, calm, peace, all that great stuff. And then I got a great relationship Thursday. We're starting a new segment on the show called Ask Chat Daddy on Thursday night. And we're going to start going through love and relationship advice letters. And I'm going to give my take. Yes, we're going to start Ask Chat Daddy Thursday night here on
Why am
the
I
show.
still single?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, well, honey, we gonna get all them letters answered. Yes, we are. All right. So, Mama, what you want to say to everybody in closing before we go backstage and holler at everybody backstage? What do you want to say? What's your closing thoughts, darling?
Just thank you, Chat Daddy, for this opportunity again. I had a wonderful time. I loved everyone for talking about a great show in P-Valley. I love going to Chucalissa, Mississippi with everyone today. You had some great co-hosts. I want everyone to be safe and don't forget to vote and register to vote. And don't forget to do your census by September 30th.
That's right. That's right. Do your census. Make sure you guys vote. November 3rd is election day. It's critical that we all go out and let our voices be heard. Do your homework, do your due diligence, and figure out who you want to vote for. All right. Well, on behalf of my beautiful co-host tonight, I get my wig done tomorrow. I'm excited. The lovely Miss Tyria Towns, Miss Gemini Queen. We just love her. Thank you, baby. I love you so much. It's time to end the show. Don't go anywhere. Hang out in the back.
I'll be right here.
All right, all right, baby. Bye. We love you, Boo Bear. All right, you guys. Remember, information about me. To night show talking about my body. So I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, thanks.